guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we are going to look into the problem linked list insertion from Geeks for Geeks. So in this problem we will be given a set of linked list. Let's say we have given this example and the number associated with the linked list, if it is 0, then we have to insert that in the front of the linked list, and if it is 1, then we have to insert it at the back of the linked list. It's what the question said. You can read the question prompt from here. We'll directly jump into the solution. Let's say our linked list is somewhat 5 6 5 6, and let's say it's 7, and let's take the example this only 5 6 and 7. Now if we want to insert a new node in the beginning, at the beginning of 5, at the beginning we have been given a head that is pointing towards 5, and now we will create a new node. Let's say it's 9, and now we want the final linked list as 9, and then comes 5, and then comes 6, and then comes 7. So this is the final linked list that we want. So how will we do that? Our head, we are given the head of the linked list that will be pointing at 5. We have to create a new node and we have to insert it at the beginning of the linked list. So let's say we have 9, which is our new node, and some object. In Java, linked list is created through objects. So some object will be pointing at this 9. Let's say the object pointing as 9 is n, and the object pointing at 5 is, let's say, head, which is given. So we have to do something that the head will start pointing at this 9, and we have to return this head at the end. So what will we do? Currently our 9 n my n, that is the object of my new node, that will be pointing towards null. So we have to point that n dot next towards the head of the linked list, and then we have to update the head to that 9. That's the approach we are going to use. I mean to say that presently my 9, which I will create, which I created a new linked list, this will be pointing at null in the beginning. What I have to do, instead of it pointing at the null, I want it to point at number 5, so that the every other link is joined just like that. 5, then it will be joined by 6, then 6 will be joined by 7, and then I have to update my head, which means I have to put it one step back. Like this, we have to add a new node in the beginning. So how will we approach that? So what we have to do, we have to first create a node. Let's say its object name is n, and we'll create a node with the data x. Now we'll check, first we'll check if no linked list exists, then this new node will be my pointing at the beginning. We'll insert it at the beginning. I mean to say that my if my linked list is empty or there is no such linked list, so this will be my only node. So I'll check if my head is pointing towards null. If my head is pointing towards null, then I'll say that my linked list is empty, which means if my head will be pointing at null in the beginning, I'll just return this n. If my head will not be pointing to this null, then what I have to do, I have to point this n dot next towards my head, and then I have to update my head to this n, and then I have to just return my head. So this way I can create a new node and insert it at the beginning of the linked list. So now we have a question that we have to insert at the end of the linked list. So for inserting at the end of the linked list, what we'll do, let's take the example, same example, 5 6. 5 will be pointing to 6, 6 will be pointing to 7, and 7 will be pointing to null. And let's say we have 9 also. This time we have 9 as a new node. We have to insert this 9 after 7. So what we'll do, we'll point this 7 dot null we have, 7 is pointing to null, so we'll make 7 point at 9 and then we'll make 9 point at null. So the output will be 5 will be pointing at 6, then 6 will be pointing at 7, and then 7 will be pointing at 9. So, and we have to handle that null case explicitly. So in this case also we'll create a node n equals to new node, same data. Let's say data variable is x only, that is passed by the function. And now we'll just check if there exists a linked list or not. If my head is equals to null at the beginning, that means there is no linked list, so we'll just return that n. And if there exists a linked list, what we'll do, we'll just take a temporary node and we'll point it at head, because inserting at the end, first we need to reach at the value 7. If we'll reach the value 7, then only we can point it to 9 or somewhere else. In linked list there is nothing that we can find out where we can just use indexing and find out where the linked list is present. No, we have to take a variable to that temp of type node and then we can point it to the new node. So we have taken a node named temp and we have pointed it towards head. So to take it at the very last node, we'll write a loop while my temp dot next not equals to null. Till then my temp will increase at temp. If my temp dot next, that will be if my 7, when temp will come at 7, then my next will be null, so it will stop at 7 only. So now my temp is at 7. So what I will do, my temp dot next will now point at n, and my n dot next will point at your null. And what we'll do, we'll return head from here, so all the elements will get printed. We'll just compile it, and yeah, it's working correctly. We'll just submit the code. Yeah, it has passed all the test cases. Thank you for watching.